So it's the 11th of May, and I've just come back from the Alan Carr Easy Way to Stop Smoking, and the therapist was a guy called Duncan, I think. Um, so one of the things that they said, so I'm a non-smoker now, and one of the things that they raised was this little itch that you're going to get moving forward, that that nicotine is like a little bit of a monster in your stomach, and it's going to start craving cigarettes. And one of the things about craving the cigarettes is that I'm going to start feeling that i'm going to I'm going to feel like I want a cigarette, but ultimately it's just about feeding this monster that's in my belly, that's addicted to nicotine, and it just wants more. But one of the things that I always this is talking about limited beliefs and how individuals have various limited beliefs about something, is that I always felt that my habit, um, which he makes us, so the Alan Carr method says it's not a habit, it's an addiction. So it goes through the situation where, yes, I'm addicted to nicotine, and I'm trying to get off this addiction. So one of the things that comes out of it is the fact that you've got this little thing in your belly, and you are and you're feeding it by constantly thinking about cigarettes. So this is day one for me. I had my last cigarette about just before 4 o'clock. It's now, what time is it? It's now about 8:30 now. But I've got this feeling in my stomach where I'm like, okay, why am I getting so stressed right now? I'm feeling a bit stressed. I'm I've just had a discussion stroke argument with my daughter, who is I'm trying to be nice, but she is trying to take control of various situations when we're having a discussion that she now calls an argument, and we are talking about one of the key things. We're talking about what are we talking about? She's just driving me friggin' nuts at the moment, so I'm trying to be nice. I can't help myself. I'm trying to filter what I want to say, and I just don't want to do it. Okay, so we're having this discussion, and going back to the whole about this is like my first day of being a non-smoker, is that I had this limited belief that smoking helped me relieve stress, and then on one side of the spectrum and on the other side of the spectrum, it also relaxed me. Right now, after this slight discussion that I've had with my daughter, I'm trying to understand how I can separate the stress that she has just given me with her, you don't listen to me anymore. No, 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 no. I don't know. I'm being mean. That's not how she speaks or how she behaves. But she has come with some first class attitude. How to deal with that stress of her wanting food that we don't have in the cupboard, and I am not doing Just Eat anymore. We must have spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds last year on Just Eat and getting McDonald's. I'm not doing that this year. That money's going to something much better and much healthier for us as a family. Um, and the stress of not having a cigarette. So one of the things that this guy Duncan said, I hope his name was Duncan, that this guy Duncan said was, when you look at the when you look at when you look at those stressful situations, people think that that the stress is being relieved by the cigarette, but actually my daughter's behavior and what she's done, a cigarette is not going to change that. It's not. Her behavior is, and how I feel about her behavior right now is not going to change. What a cigarette would normally do for me is that I have this craving right now for nicotine, and that's what I want. And that is its own stress. So I've got stress A with dealing with my daughter and what she's going to eat. And then I've got stress B, which is I am now a non-smoker and I have this nicotine addiction, and I am trying to get rid of that addiction. Whereas normally I would always have that addiction, but I would satisfy that addiction with a cigarette. It makes me feel like my stress has been relieved, but my real stress stress A hasn't been relieved. Stress B has been relieved a little bit, but I've only got stress B because I was a smoker. If I was a non-smoker, then I wouldn't have that stress. I wouldn't have stress B. I would just have stress A with my daughter, and then I would deal with that in a different way. So for me, trying to understand how to deal with that better is my journey moving forward. My journey through 2025, because I'm done with cigarettes. I've had enough. Spend far too much money, stink, bad breath, horrible, horrible, horrible addiction. But I just wanted to share that with you. These are the start of my videos. I'm hoping to be doing some short videos on a regular basis, unedited, because I'm not in a position to start editing now. But something like this, which is just easy, me talking to camera, me just going through a situation that's happened and relating it back to what my own personal limiting beliefs were when it comes to smoking, and how I'm hoping to learn some lessons, but also learn some actions of how I can get over it. And the way to get over this right now, this nicotine monster wanting to feed and me wanting to have a cigarette, is I don't actually want a cigarette because I'm not a smoker anymore. And I'm just going to deal with it, the situation, exactly like a non-smoker would deal with a situation. That the cigarette doesn't resolve issue A. It just resolves its own issue, that its self-created issue of relieving the stress of me wanting a cigarette by having a cigarette, not relieving the stress of my daughter's behaviour. So I hope that I can get better at this. And this is all about learning how to be active on YouTube and to show you how, and just to go through these little processes. These are just simple videos that I'm going to start doing on a regular basis, get better and better, and hopefully just start building up some form of activity on here. But listen, thank you for listening. It's been a bit of a event for me, but yeah, it's been useful. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.